Good morning, everyone. We are going over today the hardening off process. That is taking all of your seedlings from indoors or inside your greenhouse and getting them acclimated to the outside sun, wind exposure, and all of the elements. Now, everyone has a different process of doing it. I am going to share with you what I do. Now, I try and stick to a timeline. Doesn't mean I'm going to stick to it and be super accurate. Absolutely not. I will tell you that even after a few days, I just chuck things into the ground and hope for the best. So everyone has their own thing. You can even do it in 3 days, or you can do it as long as 2 weeks. And it's whatever works for you. Now, everyone has a different schedule. I work full time, so my schedule might be different than someone who works nights or someone who has the week off. First off, I like to look and see what the week looks like. I am trying to get anything from a 5 to 7 day span of sunshine or cloudiness, and just trying to avoid all these heavy downpours we've been having. Now, here in Massachusetts, we've been having some days where it has been raining for 2 to 4 to 5 days straight, and that is going to fluctuate how I am doing my hardening off. I am actually a little bit behind schedule, but no worries, that is fine. And also, if you are new here, hi, my name is Kristy. I'm located in Massachusetts, Zone 6A, with an average last frost date of May 15th. Now, I did mine here in a span of 5 days. The first 2 days I did not have films. My husband actually helped me out. And what I like to do is work in the afternoon when I get home from work and find a nice shaded area. So for days 1 and 2, all of my plants were moved to this potting bench or on the ground, and that's because the sun is hidden from this greenhouse, which is perfect. So they were outside from 4 to 8 p.m. for days 1 and 2, which was great. They weren't getting too much sunlight. They're not exposed to that much sun with the UV protection in the greenhouse. So I like to just get them in a nice shaded or cloudy spot for the first 2 days. Now, from days 3 to 5, I would give them more sun exposure in a longer amount of time. Truthfully, what I like to do is start my hardening off process on a Wednesday or Thursday, get everything outside after work, so that way they are not in the dead of the heat during the middle of the day and exposed to all that sunshine. I don't want them to get fried or dried out super quick. What I also like to do is give everything a good water once they are moving out into the sun. So I like to, instead of just watering at night, I will water them in the morning, especially in the greenhouse too. I like to give them now a morning water, which they're used to a nighttime water. So we are going to just take a look at what days 3 to 5 look like here, and I hope that is helpful. Everything out right now. I'm going to give everything a nice quick little water. It is now 2 p.m. and I will leave them out for about 6 hours and bring them back in around 8 p.m. and repeat this process tomorrow, but I will bring them out all day and in the morning. All right, so it's about 7:30 at night. I am going to be bringing everything back in. So this is day 3, except I did have to bring them in for a good day just because of how much rain we had. I didn't want to leave them outside, and it was super windy. So today they had a lot of wind. It was about 15 to 16 mile per hour winds today. So hopefully that will help strengthen them. I did actually plant a few out front, so fingers crossed. I planted 5 of my echinaceas to go out front in my garden bed that I just planted some lupin from my winter sowing, and I also did some black-eyed Susans in there, and then I'll add some more probably later, but I wanted to get some of my bigger ones because they would be around my hydrangeas. So this is day 3. Tomorrow I plan on bringing them out at 7 a.m. or as soon as it gets light outside, which is probably around like 6 or so, depends on how early my kids wake up. And they will be outside all the way until bedtime. I'll bring them back inside, and then Monday I plan on bringing them back out in the morning before I head to work, and then I hope to give them their first night outside. Unfortunately, tomorrow night will drop down to 40 degrees, so I definitely don't want to leave them outside, even though it's still the same temperature inside. So I feel like they will be okay. They have been used to this for a few weeks now, and then come the whole rest of the week after Monday, they will just be outside for good, and I will probably leave them here. I definitely need to buy some more trays so they don't get blown around the wind. So let's move day 3 of getting them acclimated to the outside weather. I like to try and do everything in about 5 to 7 days. I kind of push the limits, especially because it's getting so nice out, and it still is now going to be in the 50s, even though tomorrow's night is the exception. It will be in the 40 degrees, but that's okay. I think a lot of these, because I did all of the cold hardy ones, like my Sweet Williams are doing good, echinacea, bee balm, what else do I have? Some lavender. I did all the cold hardy and perennials. I feel like they acclimate a little bit faster because they are perennials and cold hardy here in my zone of 6A. Then it's going to be the testament of putting my peppers out and my tomatoes, which really need to go out. And I do have a lot of my annuals that also need to move out here soon. So I'm hoping I can do that midweek. They can get acclimated to the greenhouse, and then we can start getting them ready to go outside, especially my dahlias and my zinnias. I would like to get my cut flower garden going. So that's a wrap of day 3, and I will see you all tomorrow. It is now 6 a.m. on Sunday. Happy Mother's Day. And this is going to be day 4 of hardening off. They will be outside all day. I will bring them back inside the greenhouse tonight, as it will be the last 40-degree night. And then I will bring them back out tomorrow morning, and they will stay out for good. But they're all doing good. We have basil, lots of coneflower, bee balm, lavender, perennial grass, feverfew, and tons and tons of coneflower and feverfew. Oh, and I have some Sweet Williams over there and more bee balm. But yeah, look at my coneflower is already starting to flower. So I'm so very excited with how everything is turning out. And then even some of my damaged coneflower from when it was cold are just really starting to take off. And my basil is looking fantastic. And my perennial grass is starting to kick back ever since it's been out there. And look at it, the lavender. It's growing so nicely. All right, I'll see you guys again tonight. All right, we are wrapping up day 4, so I'm going to bring everything inside. I did actually plant some out, so fingers crossed they'll be fine. It's mostly my feverfew, so I think they'll be good because it can take the cooler temperatures. Moving everything back in, it's our last 40-degree night, and then tomorrow I will move everything back out, and they will stay out for good, which is amazing, so I can move a lot more back into my greenhouse. So let's go. Day 4 of hardening off everything, and everything should be good to go and staying outside for the rest of their time before I get them planted out. It is freezing. It is 5:45 in the morning, but the light is starting to poke through, so I figured I would do all of my moving from the greenhouse over to this bench before my kids wake up. Fingers crossed they stay asleep. And I plan on, in the next hour or so, moving some more of my starts into the greenhouse. It's going to be about 78 degrees. It is 40 degrees right now. I am freezing. And still getting everything ready for the day. So pardon me still doing my pajamas, but we have to get things done when we can. So I'm gonna move everything out here. So that is the coneflower. I have a couple hollyhocks, feverfew, basil has been doing really well. And then today I really want to move out some dahlias, my zinnias. I need to get a lot of my tomatoes out, which I plan on doing later tonight. I need to stake them. Some of them are like 3 feet tall, like my sun golds, and I am not really sure how I plan hardening them off. So lesson learned with those. I started them way too early, but it might pay off in the end because some are actually producing tomatoes already, which is pretty hilarious that I have tomatoes growing in my bedroom. So before the kids go, let's get everything out for good, and I am thrilled with this hard. Taking a chance and moving some of my tomatoes out. So these were the ones that were my extras, and I wanted to kind of just toy with moving things out from indoors into the greenhouse. So I took all of my extra tomato starts, which if they died, I was just like, that's fine. Let me show you them right now. Oh, they are massive. Look at this. I have some that actually have tomatoes growing and they are beautiful. So again, I'm going to be toying with Mother Nature and seeing if they would do okay in the sun all day. Because again, these are just my extras. And so if that's, I think they're gonna be okay. I'll let you know though. But yeah, look at these tomatoes. All right, my kids are waking up, so I gotta go inside. But I'll see you all next time.